fight for like the single longest title reign. That's
No,
not what's
why?
happening.
Brock Lesnar needs to keep that.
Nah, fuck that.
You don't want nothing from Brock Lesnar, don't
Nah,
you?
fuck that. Brock needs that. Brock is the
It's
man. Fuck is you
it's
talking
not even
about?
nothing against Brock. I actually like Brock Lesnar. It's just
They already
You
took
have
let
a
Roman
very
let
funny.
Roman
You have a
Reigns.
very funny way of showing that.
they already took the youngest superstar reign from him. The
Yeah.
youngest superstar to win a major
I don't know
title.
what you pouring. That shit sound chunky.
Oh shit. Who was that? Because that wasn't me. I already got my drink.
They said that nigga pouring the slushy in a cup.
Sound like a damn 7-Eleven slushy. God damn.
Oh
That
shit.
Loud ass
just
pour.
that just sounded like
I don't know what's heavier, the shit you're pouring or the cup that's catching it.
It's not even a cup. Remember the damn blinged out goblets motherfuckers used to have like back in like the early 2000s. It's one of
Oh
them.
my goodness!
sound like he was pouring beans in a pot.
Shut the fuck up, Keith. Shut the fuck up.
You're horrible for that. You're horrible for that. That's all I got to say.
This nigga eating beans.
Yeah. You guys are
And
such
we
bullies.
are live. Welcome everybody to another episode of You Know What? Let Me Just Say podcast. I am your host, Ray. With me as always, we have Father.
Hello.
We have Dion.
Good fucking evening.
We got D Wolf.
Greetings.
We have Shining Wolf.
Okay.
That's good. That's good.
We have Shining Wolf.
We had.
Like I said,
He'll
we
be back.
had Shining Wolf.
He got
We'll be.
gypsy.
He'll be back. We got Crystal.
Hola.
We got Q the Reach God,
I'm high.
and we have fellow Gister.
Sabat Akhnor.
Okay, that's X.
We have Xavier.
And Shining Wolf reconnected.
And Shining Wolf is back.
Having technical difficulties over here.
Yeah, that's Jesse for you.
He's alive.
For now.
How we doing today?
Good as always.
Boston in 4. I'm sorry. I had to get it out. I'm sorry.
Okay, all right. Might as well because I know we're supposed to talk sports, so I'm gonna just go ahead, Q. Go ahead, Glow. I'm gonna let you. I'm gonna let you get yours on.
Oh my God, it is so good to be a Boston Celtics fan. Hey Ray, can you check the weather in Chicago to see how it feels out there? Because I know y'all gonna be home tonight.
Shit. Well, we already home. I'm pretty sure
You
we
know what I'm
already.
saying? I think it's a little. It might be like 40, 50 degrees there. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't know. You know what I'm saying? Because I gotta go to Milwaukee, so I know it's cold there. You know, y'all went home. I told you was going home in the first round. You didn't believe me. I told you
Damn.
that. You know what I'm saying? I told you that in confidence. So now we got to do what y'all couldn't do and beat Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? We beat Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving in 4 games. They didn't get a game out of us. Like they didn't get a game out of us. Like it's a video circulating on the internet when he said that it was going to be problems for the Boston Celtics. And he said that like this summer.
Yeah, he did. I saw that video, and I can't blame KD. I more or less blamed everybody else. And
KD had
speaking
one good
of,
game. He had one good
yeah,
game.
he did.
Kyrie
Yeah,
had one good game.
and speaking of the Nets, hey, let me ask you this question: since you have been, if you was the GM of the Brooklyn Nets, would you pay Ben Simmons the $20 million?
No. I wouldn't have traded for him. I'd have left him in
See, I
Philly.
said, I said the same thing.
I'd have left him in Philly. I'd have traded James Harden for De'Aaron Fox or some shit. I'd have did something different. Like I wouldn't have got no fucking Ben Simmons. That's just stupid. Ben Simmons is like that. That's a person who gets a gift and doesn't appreciate it, and
Damn.
he has a gift of being like an awesome, great defender, great basketball player, great IQ. He has the potential to be a next superstar, the next big thing, and he doesn't even want to play. Matter of fact, you know what? Matter of fact, he's perfect for the fucking Nets because nobody in Brooklyn wants to play fucking basketball. For some fucking reason, nobody there wants to play. Kyrie doesn't want to take a vaccine. He doesn't want to play. That's cool. I understand that shit. But you don't want to play, and then you want to make excuses to why you didn't want to play. And then you got Kevin Durant who plays. He plays, but he just plays just to play. And then you got Ben Simmons who can have a nervous breakdown, and then all of a sudden his back hurts, and now he doesn't want to play anymore. Like, it's like, what the fuck is the point?
So, it sounds like you're saying Brooklyn need to just throw the whole team away.
Like, I feel like Brooklyn is like it's like a college basketball team, like trying to get recruit. Like, I don't understand what the fuck is wrong with them. Like, and this is just me as a basketball fan trying to get it together, because if you actually put this team together correctly and everybody plays, they're actually a favorite to win because of what they have. But nobody on that team except Kevin Durant wants to play basketball.
I'm trying not to sound like an old head because like everybody goes through stuff mentally, but at the same time, I know he's trying to ask for $20 million, I'd have told his ass to kick rocks. It's like because you didn't help the team any way or shape or form or fashion. KD over there looking like a dog in heat every time fucking Boston was just hounding him, and he over here looking at Ben Simmons. He all dressed all nicely, and he's literally like that Kevin Hart meme. Just help me. Help me, nigga.
Please.
And Ben Simmons over there like, my bad. My bad.
My bad.
My bad.
Like, I want $150,000, but we can sell it in court for $20 million. That's what he said.
The fuck?
He is filing for grievancy against the Philadelphia 76ers. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. What? Like, what? Are you serious?
I said, what?
Yeah, throw him the fuck away.
Yeah, that's what I said. What other place you don't play a lick of basketball and you expect them to pay you?
But bruh, let me listen to you. I've seen worse. I've seen different situations, worse situations where somebody could have filed for grievancy or anything like that, and they chose not to. Because in the sport of basketball, my guy, you make a commitment. You sign a contract. You signed a contract. You signed a $150 million contract when you really didn't deserve it, but they just handed it to you. And then you just like, what the fuck? You play one season, you lose, and then all of a sudden now you're emotionally unstable because you can't deal with people telling you to get better. Motherfuckers telling you to go to the gym, learn how to shoot. You don't want to do that shit. That's like, I can understand why Shaq doesn't like him. Because granted, motherfuckers told Shaq to shoot, but the difference between Shaq and fucking Ben Simmons is he didn't have to. He doesn't have to. He worked hard. He was in the gym. He did what he had to do. He worked on his craft. Granted, he didn't work on it for a long period of time like he should have, where he would have been the greatest of all time, but that's neither here nor there. The point is he worked hard enough to get 4 rings. Ben Simmons, you haven't worked hard enough to get the $20 million you screaming for. And then
finally got to work.
Kyrie Irving. What irritates me about Kyrie Irving is that everybody tries to make excuses for him. Excuses to why he doesn't play good. Excuses why he's not playing. People try to say it's Ramadan, so he doesn't have the energy. But little do they know, on the other side of the court, Jaylen Brown was celebrating Ramadan. He was participating in Ramadan too, and he was averaging 25 points a game and doing what he was supposed to do.
I'm trying to figure out, when did non-Muslims start fucking doing Ramadan? Like
I didn't
everybody
know
all of a
Kyrie was
sudden.
Muslim for this year.
Exactly. I knew Jalen Brown. I knew Jalen Brown because that's his background comes from that. When he was drafted, that was part of his whole backstory and shit. So we understood what he was. But like Kyrie just wakes up and he thinks the world is flat.
Ben Simmons ain't no damn Muslim.
Like the man thinks the world is flat.
I still can't believe the people that think that for real.
Oh, the flat earthers.
Yeah,
Oh
that
man,
shit wild to me.
But
that's
long
funny.
story short, I think this whole situation is just two superstars who feel like because what their name is, they deserve the money that everybody else get, but everybody else works hard for their money.
Bingo.
And it's just I don't like it. Ben Simmons, it doesn't make sense. Put it this way. Giannis couldn't shoot a jump shot to save his life. Even after he won MVP twice, he still couldn't shoot a jump shot. He went to the gym, came back. Now he can shoot an open jump shot. It's not hard. It's wanting to play. You don't just they're not just giving out 20. If they were just giving out $20 million, I need to go back to the gym.
Shit.
Because I'll play every day for $20 million.
Me too.
So with that being said, it's just entitled motherfuckers who can't deal with criticism, who's so used to people patting them on their back and telling them good job, it's okay. It's all I don't like that. I like the ones who've been tormented and abused and hurt and
Damn.
like because they appreciate things more. They appreciate
Your
the grind.
shit.
They
Get off
appreciate
the
the
damn
grind. They
court.
appreciate the fight. They appreciate the road to get to the top. But yeah, no, fuck that $20 million. I give his ass $20 to catch the bus home.
Damn, son.
Shit. Hey man, you get what you pay for. Okay.
He's
On to
disrespectful.
another topic. Mike Tyson. Did y'all see that video of Mike Tyson punching a white man in the face because he kept
Leave
bugging
that
him?
man alone, bro.
Yep.
That man
I
got
slapped the shit out of him.
Nah,
Hey,
he did
whoever
more
did
than
that
slap.
voice,
That
he
nigga
was
was
sick.
giving him. He,
He was like, Dugan.
bro. Leave Mike alone.
I mean,
didn't see
I
that,
still
but
don't understand really what popped off because I keep hearing different stories and I'm not really understanding exactly what set him off. Because he said that he signed the guy's autograph, took a picture, but this one thing made Mike start knocking him out. So I'm kind of confused.
The clip I saw was the dude being super fucking annoying. Like he was behind him, just trying to talk to him. He even like physically touched him at one point. And like Tyson didn't react at first, and then like it seemed like enough was enough, and he didn't get the hint. So in the name of the Lord, he had to put hands on him.
But I'm only wondering because what
glory
could
to
have
a Lord.
escalated it to him getting physical because
I also heard that one of the guys threw a water bottle at him. So
that's
Oh,
what I
hell
heard too.
nah.
But that part, I said, okay, well, that would make sense. But I didn't feel like sitting there watching that long video.
I'm saying I don't like watching long ass videos, like especially if it's like on social media. Like, bro, y'all can't give me like a 1 minute fucking summary,
and I can't fast forward.
how long a video was y'all watching? Because I saw the 1 minute video.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I saw that on Twitter, but I'm saying like if there's any longer ones, like no.
Yeah, like you said, leave Mike alone. That man been through it. Seems like now that he's all this nice guy, he's trying to be zen out, and he smoke weed a lot. People want to fuck with him. Like you forget this nigga was literally the scariest man in the world, and like was a heavyweight champion.
Was. That should be common knowledge not to fuck with him. Even today, I was surprised he was going on when I was watching. I was like, "This guy, are you easy? He's crazy or brave, yo. He's crazy or brave." Even people that know him personally knows not to cross a certain line to annoy
To
the
this
man.
day.
It's insane. His face though when it was over.
You shouldn't fuck with Mike to this day.
Exactly. Not at all, yo.
Hey man, I've seen crazier shit. I've seen like people
To this
bring up his
day.
what was the one old video? One of the and this is a brother, and he brought up his case back in the day, and like Mike cursed him out on TV, called him a fucking asshole and all that stuff. I think like I don't know how many people I've done seen like just try to fuck with Mike on some bullshit. It's just like leave him. I shouldn't even play fight with Mike. I seen what was his name? Brandon Marshall. He was play fighting with Mike, and Mike looked like he was about to snap back into his prime and knock him out. I was like,
I was like, you are one, bro. You are one bad position away from seeing heaven. You better stop.
I'm sitting there like, I hope Mike don't connect. That was my whole thing. I hope Mike don't connect because if he did, it's over.
Grand opening, grand closing.
I think even Whack 100 got into a fight with Mike Tyson. So that
And then the question still remains: why?
it shows you that and like I tell people, it don't matter who you are, niggas will try you.
No, that's
What they say:
true.
play stupid
Very
games,
true.
win stupid prizes.
There's stupid prizes. I said,
And nigga,
I heard the story
stay
of
winning
when he went
stupid
to jail.
prizes.
Yeah, I heard the story when he went to jail. It's like some dudes in jail tried him, and he knocked all of them out. So I'm pretty sure there's always somebody ain't go. I could whip his ass.
Mm-hmm. You know, we ain't no
What the
boxing
fuck?
ring, nigga.
Yeah,
You in the
you know,
block now.
it's
What's
like
up?
What you
fuck
doing?
around and find out, and then
Who the fuck is playing that?
That's
Oh,
cute. What are you doing?
leave Mike alone, please.
I can't stand you.
Leave Mike alone. He told you years ago.
My style is impetuous. My defense is
he
impregnable.
he ain't just tell
Straight up
people. Like
ferocious.
Impeccable.
how
I
many?
want to take your heart. I want to eat your children. Praise be to Allah.
Like he ain't just tell people don't.
Yeah.
Like what?
Yeah,
90% of his
what? Are
boxing
you
victories are
serious?
knockouts.
Leave him alone. Like
Was
you
it
gotta,
like
you gotta.
90% of his W's as a boxer are by knockout? Like why would you even?
Not
Come
even
on.
just by knockout in like 10 seconds.
Like you gotta. Like
Right.
you
Like we've
literally.
seen him drop people in a single blow. Like why would you antagonize this motherfucker? Why?
Because some dudes think they Kimbo Slice.
Because people like walking the line of death.
First of
No,
all, let's
because
be
people.
real.
Let me tell you what it
God
is.
rest his soul, but Kimbo
People
Slice wasn't
don't
even all that
respect
good of a fighter.
people. People do not respect people's. No, the
He was
problem
good.
is
I don't
He
know.
was good, but he wasn't.
I'm gonna challenge that. I feel like because you caught him at an older age, and that man was still built like a motherfucking brick. Now he did MMA. I felt like if he did boxing, he'd have did better because he did boxing after he did some MMA, and he was knocking some niggas out.
let me explain. Let me
See,
explain
I
something
ain't
to
seen
y'all.
none of this boxing stuff,
Let
so
me
I'm
tell.
gonna,
Let
I'm
me
gonna
tell
let
y'all
you have
something.
that.
Let me tell y'all something. The problem is people do not respect people's personal space, regardless of what their status is in society. Like
Preach.
just because I am a celebrity doesn't mean I don't want my own personal time. I have to deal with paparazzi. I have to deal with people coming up. How many times do you think people come up to me, ask me for autographs? How many times you think people come up to me saying, "Hey, it's Mike Tyson. Hey, oh my God, can I take a picture with you?" The one moment I want some time to myself, you have to invade my privacy. Not only invade my privacy and my personal time, you put your hands on me as if you know me. I am a fucking professional boxer. My life is to knock niggas the fuck out. Why would you even bother me? If I was a regular person, not named Mike Tyson, and I looked the way I looked and my attitude was the way it was, you would not bother me. But because my name is Mike Tyson, you feel the need to go over and beyond to get some attention from me. So now I'm gonna give you some attention. 1, 2, buckle my shoe.
I'm not gonna like this
You
shit.
want to
Well,
know?
I also feel like some celebrities complain too damn much.
Yeah, I do feel
They
like that.
want to go into public settings like Kiki fucking Palmer
Yeah,
and
she
start
annoys me.
whining and crying
She
that
annoys me.
somebody want to take a picture. I don't be caring. Come like,
You-
bitch, be
you-
like Beyonce and don't go into public areas.
You know what I wish? I wish we could take the motherfuckers who swear that they don't want the attention and give that attention to the people who deserve it. Like Bow Wow deserves to be seen. The fact that nobody knew that was him walking past a bunch of people still bothers me to this day. Like it scarred him and me.
Well, they were mad young. You kids don't know nothing about no Bow Wow. They look like they
Which
was in
is
high
sad.
school.
Because who the fuck is your parents not teaching you this shit?
You ever
Now,
seen that?
Them
Nah.
parents will just give them the tablet.
Shit.
Go play in the
You ever
corner
seen
with
that
this
video
tablet.
of Erica Badu going into a middle school or high school, and like she was singing on, and it seemed like she didn't get like not that much reaction. It was looking at her like, "Who the fuck is she?" That
Fucking
broke my heart.
disrespectful.
But
I said, "Yeah,
no,
that's what
because
broke
y'all
my
would have done the
heart."
same. No, because y'all would have done the same thing to the Isley brothers. Because y'all would have been
Nah,
like, "Who's
nah,
the Isley brothers?"
nah, fuck that. Because as soon as I would have seen Mr.
Yeah,
Biggs, I would have been like,
okay.
what the hell is going on between the sheets of my home?
If y'all were to see Cheryl, if y'all was to hear Cheryl Lynn singing "Got to Be Real," you wouldn't even know who the hell no dance Cheryl
I wouldn't
Lynn
know who
is.
I'd have been like,
she
"That's
was
her."
until she sung it.
Right,
I'd
right.
have been like, "That's her."
Damn.
No, because you gotta remember these kids are young.
They're
And
kids.
it's been over 20. It's been over 20 years.
Yeah, but it still broke my heart. You're right. It still breaks my heart though.
Nah,
Yeah,
he's
it
not right.
does.
I contest. What the hell?
I'll
You
be
don't
moving
know.
Hey,
You don't
fast.
know
Now,
him. You
come
don't
on,
know.
let's be real.
hey,
What
that's
has
a
Bow
failure
Wow
on the
really
parents'
done
part.
since
If you ask me.
2009?
Bow Wow ran our entire childhood.
Childhood, not
That's enough.
adult.
I
There's
No,
don't know
people who
about
don't last.
running, but
by the
Okay, all
time
right, okay,
by the time we hit middle
So how
school
about this?
Q,
How
he
about
was
this?
he was out the
he was a
picture.
part
All right,
of it.
but
I
how
wouldn't
about
say
this?
he
How about
ran
this,
it, but
Xavier? All right, how about
that's
this, Xavier?
that's a lie.
So are you telling me? So all right. If you were to say, is there any other artist in that era that you say would even be in his category? Like, we already know Soulja Boy doesn't deserve it. We know Lil Romeo doesn't deserve it. Like, who was there to hold it down? Like, he started an entire like movement, and it's going on still to this day.
And what movement is that?
It's a like it's not like
The,
necessarily grown fucking rap, but it's like it's weird. Like
we'll
it's
we'll
like the
call it the
beat,
little movement. We'll call it the little movement. Let's
yeah,
put it
basically
that
the
way.
little movement.
I mean, come on, y'all gotta be for real. Like
Lil Wayne?
since 2008, 2009, y'all have not played nobody's Bow Wow.
Oh no,
2000,
not me. I ain't.
nah, 2009.
These
Uh,
niggas be on their fucking
I
headphones
actually
playing
okay.
Puppy Love.
I will say this, Xavier. I had one of his mixtapes. It was like Green Light 4 or some shit like that. That was a good mixtape.
all right, okay, we could talk about that, but I'm not putting him in the
But
category
y'all
of the
talking about
great.
mixtapes. I don't give nobody no. If
I'm not putting him
mixtape
in the
is no.
category. I'm not putting him in the category of legends or I mean like greats like the goats and stuff. But he has put his name in the history books as being a solidified legend. Like his run.
I don't know. I don't know if he
He
would
has
be
a
a
run from like
legend.
2000 2002 to 2009. He had a
I
nice
don't think he would
run.
be a legend. I think he'll be. I don't know, like, cause I don't know, cause he was such a young boy, and by the time he became an adult, I mean, his music was okay, but
But
it's
yeah, I
not
mean
it's not
everybody.
legendary status.
Influential, yes. Legendary, no.
Yeah, okay, yes, I'll take that. I don't say, and I'm not being a hater, cause I have no reason to hate on him. I like him, but honestly, it's just like that little thing that we were doing. I don't think he deserves to be top tier.
You know who I think is legendary? Nah, you want real shit. You want to know who I think is fucking legendary? Raven.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think Raven is fucking legendary.
she is.
Raven
Raven
Simone?
Simone.
So
Yes.
Raven.
Yes.
Hell
Yeah,
yes.
she is
She
when it
ran
comes
Disney
if
Channel.
if
Ran
there
that
is a
shit.
hierarchy when it
I
comes
will.
to
I will give
child
you Raven.
stars, when it comes to
I'll give you
child
Raven.
stars,
She's one of the.
It's
Yeah, she's one of the
she
best
is
child stars.
number one. There's nobody above her.
Are we
no-
talking about her personality, or are we talking about her character or acting skills?
Because you see, I was waiting
Like,
for
which
one of
one
y'all
are
to
we
say
talking
that.
about?
I was waiting for one of y'all to say that because I'm telling y'all have to go back and listen to what she said because I feel like a lot of people misconstrued what she said when she said about the whole Black African American thing. I really feel like
I
lot
thought
of people
that was funny. I never took that serious. I thought that was funny.
but a lot of people looked at her different after those statements on The View. And people were saying like, "Oh, she's cooning, she's this, she's that." I'm like, I really don't think y'all understood what.
So explain what you think she meant. Explain what you think she meant to make a better understanding, because I'm not feeling her on a character level, but her acting skills are perfecto.
So, okay, so like for instance, me and my family is from the Caribbean. We're from New York. I always told people, I said, since I was like in middle school, I said, I'm not African American, I'm Caribbean American. I said, I don't know anything about Africa. I said, but my family comes from the Caribbean. I said, I understand the whole African American thing. Like, I understand what that was made up to be. I said, but I'm Caribbean American. I said, because why is it that all Black people need to be put up into Africa, but with white people, they can be French American, they can be Australian American, they can be all that stuff.
I can answer that question if you want me to.
No. I know the answer, but I'm saying like, why do they get to be like that, but we have to be all African? So with me, I since I was a kid, I was like, I don't know nothing about Africa. I mean, I know about Africa, like my father taught me, but you know what I mean. Like I had no family there that I know personally, and the close people. So I always said that. So when she was saying the whole, she's not African American, she's Black.
That makes sense.
She was saying she's just Black.
I didn't get mad at her when I saw that.
But I can't. But honestly, I can't remember everything she was saying. I can't remember, so I can't really give you an honest answer. But I can't remember everything. But like, because I used to argue this case a lot. But she was saying like she's not African American, she's Black, or she's a Black American. It's something like that. But some people kind of chopped what she said.
They try to make it sound like she's running from the race or something.
Yeah, I'm like, Raven is not clueless to her being Black. She knows she's Black. And she's not embarrassed to be Black either. And just because she has a white wife doesn't mean she's running away from being Black. I mean, maybe she is. Who knows? That could be a secret. But
another story.
Yeah,
I blame Orlando Brown. I blame Orlando Brown for that. But that's just me.
What she
Damn.
Wait, hold on. She's trying to talk.
Sorry.
Good.
Well, what she stated exactly is that she's American. I'm not African American. So that's what made me a little like, wavy. I follow this chick on Twitter. I follow her on Instagram. I don't hate her. It's just, if you are going to come to put your mark on the world and have people understand you, don't make your culture look stupid. You know what I mean? Like, I know what she meant, but it was just she made it worse and worse. And each conversation she tried to correct it, which, by the way, if you are behind what the fuck you say, you don't have to explain shit to nobody. But because she represents us and she claims to be us, and then in the next minute you're American, but you're not giving any positive affirmations or positiveness towards the culture in any way, shape, or form. You're just saying, I'm American, I'm tired of being labeled. I get it. And she was coming out at that time. So I understand her frustration. It was just her execution. I was like, you sound confused and you're gonna make us look worse.
It's funny. When you ask a digital assistant about an actor, no matter what color, they'll be Black. If they're from this country, it just says American. It just says, oh, this so-and-so is an American actor who comes from this, that, and the other, and does this and was in this role and blah, blah, blah. You don't hear the color before or African American or anything like that. Unless you go into the article and read exactly where they're from. They say, so if you're wherever you're born, that's what you're labeled as. That's how I picked it up.
Right. And that's how most intelligent people will pick it up. But you see, every Black person that's at her level is going to be fucking attacked. I was just angry that she wasn't prepared enough. That's my gripe with her. Like, she has everything against her. community and stuff like that. Not them being against her, but the fact that she was coming out and her being Black, but she's biracial. It's just crazy. And then when she said, I'm American, and she did not execute it right, that was kind of like, okay,
Right.
like, no, you can't represent us now.
All I just want to say is, you see how confusing America makes shit like identity. I'm this, I'm that. I get to put this on a piece of paper. I get to quantify this because there's a minority, fucking program over here. Like, America literally confuses identities. And I feel like that's why so many people don't give the right answer, or like they get tongue tied whenever it comes up. Because everybody kind of gets to like define their own identity in a sense, but in other countries you are who the fuck your mother made you to be. So if you born in a specific tribe, that's the tribe you gonna motherfucking represent no matter what. So it's different, you know what I mean?
And it's like that because if somebody's biracial and they do some fuckery, it gets blamed on the Black community. So we want to filter every fucking thing that comes through media. And if you're going to represent us right, or do not be fucked up so much that you just sound worse and worse each time you come on media.
It's not, and that's not even the people's fault. It's media and the school's fault, because they're the one that's causing this fucking confusion. That's why before I'll say why you have to cross that little box all the time saying which one you are. Then you leave certain people out, and now they're like, what do I call it? Now I got to say, okay, now I got to think of skin color now. Which one do I closely match so I can check the right box? And you get these forms like in elementary school. You can't call your mom to find out. You can't call your dad to find out, And
I
as
always
you go through life, you're like, yo, so I always like, if I want to include my culture in and when somebody asks me where I'm from or who am I, if I want to include my culture, I put Caribbean American or Jamaican American, Grenadian American, whichever one I feel like saying. But I always say American for the sole fact that I am born here. Now, if you want to get into like my culture and what I believe in and things like that, I'll go deep into whichever island you choose to learn about, but nobody's thinking that way. The first thing they think is the color, the nation behind the one they're born in. And there's all that confusion comes from. It's not even necessary, but it's funny how they put it on us because no one else has to do it unless somebody wants to be specific. Like, I'm sure cops don't have to do it. The cops do it because of the history. So the cops will be like, oh, I'm Irish American, blah, blah, blah. Because, the Irish have a history of being cops here. Or German American, because the Germans have a history of being firemen here. That's the only times they'll actually display it if you ask. But nobody's saying their culture. They're saying where they're from. It's weird. It's not even necessary. But now we're getting heated at an actress for having to like put down her feet and be like, no, I'm from here. This is what I'd rather be called. I know who I am. You can see who I am. Y'all know who my parents are. You seen, like you read the articles, you seen the photos, you see me walk with people. You know who I am. You know I'm Black. What do you mean? But what am I? Okay, I'm American. I'm a proud American. I don't see what's wrong with saying that. But we live in a time where people want to just pick and want to associate just because you said this and didn't say that, you're this now and I hate you. I'm like, yo, some people just go too deep for no fucking reason, yo.
People ain't got enough to do apparently in their lives.
First of all, I would love to find a piece of damn paper that says Caribbean American. I have never seen that.
Right?
I'm like,
that's what I'm saying. That wasn't, as a kid, I wasn't fair. I was like, wait, man. I know the history, but I'm like, I'm not directly from Africa, so it just didn't feel like, come on, man, that's not fair. You know how many people are from different heritages from way back when, but they don't have to mention it? Why are we forced to say this? We ignore our history. We know where we originated from, but people of this color. So come on, yo, let us know our nation of our parents, at least who we come from immediately. We can't say it now, now it's a surprise when you see a Caribbean American on TV. It's like, who, what, where? You know, people are like, when I moved to LA, son, and I turned on the patois, everybody looked at me like I was a fucking alien, right? But if I was to put any other accent from any other country, they get it, and I can do that. But I can't use my own without looking like a fucking alien.
Let me just say this though, as being a Jamaican and Trinidadian, sometimes I do wish that they would show the different side of Jamaicans because not all Jamaicans talk like that and talk all that rah 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 and
Yeah,
all
especially
that
like in the
heavy
music
shit.
and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, like I like a lot of people don't know that Jamaicans can be very soft spoken and speak very eloquently.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't know that. They just think
Yeah.
they all
They
talk
think of
like
that Steven Seagal movie.
So wait
they
a
all talk like
minute.
Lady Saw
Damn.
and Beanie Man.
So they don't see that a lot of Caribbean women, especially Jamaican women, are in hospitals and how they speak. They speak very proper.
Yeah.
Do they not take that into consideration?
I don't think so. Just like and I wanted to bring this up actually. So just like when Kelly Osbourne was talking about Donald Trump and she was like, you know, you
the
talking
rape
about
and-
all these Hispanics
Mhm.
and but who's gonna clean your
Yeah.
hotel?
It's like, no, that's not what I meant.
And I'm like, y'all knew exactly what she meant. Because we know Hispanics are known for
That's the demographic.
that's who does that.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Jamaican women, like and especially in New York, Jamaican women or Haitian women are known for being the nannies and the nurses at hospitals. In New York, everybody knows when you see a brown woman taking care of a old white lady walking around town and holding her hand, 9 times out of 10 she's Jamaican or she's Haitian.
I worked in the kitchen for years, yo. You know who's back there? Nothing but Hispanics. That is not racist for me to say. If I start,
and I'm like, y'all knew exactly how she meant it. You knew what she meant. I'm like, y'all were just trying to pick at something. I was like, all right, but
that's that self-righteous shit that they be trying to do. Oh, you said something racist. Gotcha. Like, shut the fuck up. Sit the fuck down.
If you don't say worse behind closed doors, but somebody says it on TV and not mean it, it's the end of the world.
What were you saying, Ray?
Honestly, though, Xavier, what you were saying is why I have a problem when rappers like explain themselves and it's not eloquent nor is like it don't make sense when they explain themselves. And it's just like you know what they're talking about, but they're just not good at like explaining shit.
No,
and
wait. You know, you're kind of talking to the wrong one because sometimes I don't be understanding. Sometimes.
Exactly. You know, sometimes where like I'm not going to say like Boozy, but because Boozy mean what he say, but there's like a couple rappers I feel like you know what they're talking about, but they just don't know how to explain this or talk well to like get their point across, and it sounds more ignorant than it used to come. That's what I'm saying. Is like I wish some of these rappers had PR training because it really be fucking them up.
Yes,
that's what I'm trying to say.
I agree with that, and I agree with that because I'm like, first of all, no one's saying you need to talk like you're white. Speaking proper does not mean you're fucking white, so don't even go there. We are just saying the way you're speaking, that South Florida, Miami shit gotta go. We cannot understand you on this interview. And you look like you never read a book. You just look like you have no education. And no one is saying that you need to use every big word, but it's like some of them I'm like, my God, what are you saying?
This is why I hate when Kodak Black be talking.
Yeah, Mark. I said Mark. Ray, that's exactly who I was about to say. When Kodak Black speaks, I'm like, sometimes I'm thinking, there's no way I said he has to be putting that on. He has to put that on. And when he's at home, he probably talks like a damn British butler or something. There is no way he's like that all day, every day. Because I know you don't talk like that to your mother. That's street talk.
That nigga grabs his mother's ass, so I don't know.
He grabbed his mother what?
What?
He grabbed his mother. He grabbed his mother ass. So
The fuck type of
That shouldn't be laughing.
that's some southern shit.
Kodak is weird. Well,
he's off.
He's in his mid-20s. He's probably in his mid-20s.
Yeah, I was gonna say he should be like 25 to 28.
Okay, with that, I'm ready to talk about something else because goddamn.
He said that went a little bit too far for him.
Everybody looked at him. Just okay. Everybody looked at him as weird. Okay.
Yeah.
On to the next topic.
Deion said, "Don't talk about how I talk."
How do y'all feel about Elon Musk buying Twitter?
Don't
mean,
give
yeah.
a shit.
It's not that Elon never really acted like a tyrant or like a person who wants to take over. He just wants to bring free speech back to Twitter.
Balance.
But I don't agree with that too much, because when you allow people to do too much free speech, a lot of stuff starts to happen and people say things and they can't get in trouble. But it's like it's a certain amount of things you can say out your mouth before it's a little too far. And Elon Musk just wants it to be free for all.
Well,
But I think he secretly has something else underneath his sleeve.
I believe that.
Because I just don't understand, why are you so pressed to buy Twitter?
Right. Okay. If y'all want to know what I think, all you got to do is see my last post on Instagram about Elon. But I'm just in it, just like the whole Jada thing, and I'm just in it for the memes, because I like seeing both sides just go crazy about it, because it's fucking funny. You know, I like to see the left meltdown, and I like to see the right watch this dude's balls and act like, they. Oh my god! Because this guy's suddenly
is he
a
even
hero to
right
these
wing?
guys, and they don't even know. I don't even. He's not. He has not displayed any of that. You don't even know. But
I just don't trust that nigga.
I don't trust him at all. All you guys, just check my last post on Instagram. You know why not to trust him. But it's funny how people are acting like these people when he bought it, when it was confirmed, like Twitter, the Twitter staff had an emergency meeting. People were fucking they were and they were like, so what do we do? What do you think? Is this okay? I'm like, yo, these people are insane. Like, you know me, I'm all about free speech. I don't care what people say, what people think. It's up, whatever. But this is a game being played. Like I said last time, I'm like, yo, Lex Luthor pulls this shit. What? All of a sudden, like, oh my god! All of a sudden, y'all could just trust just because he appears to be on your side. Have you looked up Elon Musk? Have you looked him up? Have you seen how he doesn't? This motherfucker doesn't even own shit.
He's going to take your jobs and replace them with robots. That's all I understand.
Right?
What about them? What about those cars?
Right? Just they complain about transhumanism and all that stuff when it comes to robotics and implants and this. Remember all the things the conspiracy theorists were saying about the vax and what's in it and stuff, how it could control you and shit like that. That was the rights concern. Remember? Now Elon's about that. He's been funding his, if it is his company, and he's been talking about that's what he wants to do, implant shit into people. It's funny how the right could just skate past that and just be like, oh no, he's about free speech. Okay. Yo, y'all are choosy as fuck, son. I'm like, you expect what the left is gonna do, but these people, son, these people are funny. The people on the right are funny, yo. Don't trust them. That's why I'm like, I don't trust nobody in these fucking parties, yo, because this guy just trusts Musk out of nowhere. It's funny. Nobody looks anything up. That's the problem.
You know what? You want to know what it is? So Elon Musk is he came up through apartheid in South Africa. His dad owned like mines or whatever there, exploited the people there. Like that, all of that shit is public, right? And here's the thing. I don't necessarily have an issue with Elon Musk buying Twitter because, like, first of all, none of us are in the tax bracket to even discuss that type of shit economic wise. So I'm not even going to talk about that. But my issue are his fanboys, his dick writers. That's my motherfucking issue. Because now you got all them motherfuckers all over Twitter and all over social media gagging on his motherfucking dick like he's the second coming of Christ. And I'm getting tired of it. All because the nigga got money. And I'm like, bro, you're a hoe. You're a fucking
shall
gold
be my
digger.
deity.
How you a grown ass man?
I felt that
you
when you said that. You a hoe.
Like, bro, yeah.
Wow.
Your mom's a hoe.
Bro, that's hoe behavior. Like, he don't know you. He's not gonna fling you a fucking $1 million just because you're defending him on Twitter. Like, sit your ass down and be poor like the rest of us, you peasant.
Dude's laughing, he's trolling motherfuckers too. I see this tweet. He's trolling motherfuckers. Like, yo.
Like, bro, it just pisses me off because I actually had words with someone that was sitting there talking about, well, Elon Musk creates jobs. He creates jobs. And then I'm like, if you don't sit the fuck down with that shit, are you working for the nigga? No, sit the fuck down.
Right.
He creates jobs. All right, go get one then, motherfucker. You sitting there like, bruh. And then they be the type to like defend every single little thing he does. The nigga can go fucking snap a woman's neck on IG Live and there's gonna be somebody gonna defend his ass because he's a billionaire. Like, you a hoe, like I said.
That's not mine.
He put a car into space.
Barefoot. He outside on the door like hanging.
He put a car into space. Yay.
Yeah.
You see it.
Why?
Put me in space, daddy. Like,
why? Is it on fire or some shit? Look, you all.
Like, I don't feel like he can fuck up Twitter no more than Twitter's already fucked up.
Yo, Twitter got its good parts and its bad parts. I keep saying this. It's like any other social media.
Not my social media of choice.
It's mine. I've been here for years. I'm like, I don't even know what I call myself at this point. I'm past a veteran. Nigga, I'm indigenous. That's what I am. I'm an indigenous Twitter.
2011, yo. And I was forced to. My friend made me do it. Because it was like, I didn't like Facebook after they opened it up to everyone. I just wanted to get away because I'm like, now my family's on this? No. Mom? No. So I just jumped to Twitter. And because my friend was like, yo, just go here. It's better. It's better. I'm like, all right. And I've been there since. I'm not like always on it, but I dropped some gems here and there until I got shadow banned. Now I don't care what I drop because I know nobody's really seeing it. So I don't have to worry about losing it. But I don't even care if I lose it because I really ain't sure. I just... my heart's not in it. Like, I'm not addicted to stuff like that. So I'm not... I just want to get the word out. So if they shut that down, I'm like, I have other avenues, whatever. It's no loss
I
for
have
me.
a confession to make, y'all. I really don't know how to use Twitter. So
It's okay.
I ain't mad at it.
And you have
only got 3 followers.
It's 3 steps. Yeah, it's only 3 things. Number 1, if you have something spicy to say, tweet that shit. Number 2, if you have an opinion you know you're gonna piss people off with, tweet that shit. Number 3, if somebody's being ugly or somebody's bullying somebody, get everybody that you know and bully that motherfucker right the fuck back. That's how Twitter works.
It's all about the hashtags.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'll give you one example. Somebody fucking leaked a dude like in her DMs, and the dude was married. Like, the dude was married with like 2-3 kids, and his whole DMs got leaked. And let me tell you, there were some pictures. That nigga was into some shit. That's all I'm gonna say. That nigga was into some shit. And you know, he was over there hoeing on the fucking timeline and he got exposed.
Wow.
And, bruh, I'm telling you, Twitter is fucking comedy. This is the funniest social media site I've ever been on. I've seen so much shit. I've laughed at so much shit.
I have seen some fuck shit on Twitter, and Twitter's like uncensored. Like, you can pretty much post whatever the fuck you want to on Twitter.
It's uncensored as fuck. I've seen the most degenerate shit I've ever seen.
I handle the most trolls on Twitter.
Yeah, but the thing, but the thing is about Twitter is you only see it if you follow the like certain people.
Yeah,
it's not just this cesspool of just undesirables. It's just there's a section for the undesirables.
You gotta know where to
so like
who to track down.
Yeah, exactly. So like when you follow certain people, all the shit that they retweet, all the shit that they like it's gonna show up on your timeline. That's how it works. So a lot of people just like they get on, they start following a few people, they follow the wrong people, then they're like, bro, this place is terrible. And I'm like, no, you just don't follow the fucking right people.
There's a mute button.
There's also a mute button. Like, y'all making it seem like all we do on Twitter is just all that other shit. And I'm like, no, there's sections. Like, there's Black Twitter, there's there's gay Twitter, and we don't mess with gay Twitter because them motherfuckers are assassins. Bruh, like there's so many different Twitter. Like there's ball Twitter, like there's basketball Twitter. You got You got scammer Twitter. There is a scammer Twitter.
Don't forget about
wrestling Twitter.
I be seeing them. I ignore them.
And it's funny because wrestling Twitter got different sects. There's WWE Twitter, there's AEW Twitter, there's like internet wrestling Twitter, and then there's black wrestling Twitter because they done separated them. Like, you know, you got your anime Twitter, then you got your black anime Twitter, then you got your cosplayers, then you got your weeacoons. Like, bro, they all separate. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta find the right people.
The only place that I think has the potential to eventually become anywhere near what Twitter is probably Tumblr. And the only reason I say that is because not as many people fuck with Tumblr the way they fuck with Twitter.
Bro, Tumblr's been out for about 10, 15 fucking years.
Yeah, Tumblr is before Twitter.
There's
actually,
no more potential there.
Yeah, Tumblr is before Twitter, and then not only
Tumblr died off a minute ago.
But the only reason why Tumblr died off is because they removed porn from their shit. So when that happened, like 70% of the site died when that shit happened.
Right.
Like, oh shit, now you done got rid of the fucking
mostly photographers and artists.
But guess where the bulk of the former Tumblr users went?
Yeah, and then a lot of them went over to DeviantArt. Yeah, but like a lot of them went over to DeviantArt, and then a lot of people went over to Twitter because, like we was said before, it's very like free there. You can pretty much post whatever the fuck you want. So
I was on DeviantArt before Tumblr.
Yeah, in DeviantArt, there's some shit on DeviantArt, let me tell you.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I haven't been on that in so long.
So what's so unfree speech about Twitter then?
Oh, when it comes to the narrative, whatever's going on, outside of that, it's a free for all. But once you start talking about whatever the main issues are, social issues that's going on or political issues, that's when things start they start hammering down, especially depending on leadership in Twitter.
Right. Okay, I see.
You also get into some of the dumbest arguments on Twitter. You think the arguments on Facebook
is no war zone, bro.
Oh my god.
You think the arguments on Facebook is bad? It has nothing compared to Twitter arguments.
Oh, I'm aware. I've been on there arguing about stupid shit on there.
Yeah, well, nah, me and Ray had to Harlem heat a few people on Twitter. That's all I'm gonna say.
Niggas are stupid.
And some of the most ignorant people are on Twitter.
And again, Facebook will fucking ban you and fucking block your account just for cussing. Again, it's been stated several times, but again, Twitter don't give a fuck.
You know what's funny? My friend just got banned from Facebook for saying I beat Elmo's ass. So,
yo,
damn.
Hey, I had my Facebook account suspended for a month because I made a comment last year about busting a racist girl upside the head with a brick.
Yeah, it's getting ridiculous. I swear.
Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying some dumb shit. You can go on.
Sorry. No, I was saying if anybody's seen anything from Project Veritas when it comes to catching like the workers at these companies, at these social media companies, you know why y'all got kicked off for saying some shit like that. Even if it makes no sense to get kicked off. Like they got people that work in there that just look for anything.
If it makes y'all feel any better, I know the locations of where they have like private places where they have people sit down and monitor everything and delete accounts or send warnings. I actually have the addresses. It's one located in Tampa.
We'll talk.
Waters Avenue.
We need to talk.
You scared.
Real quick. I
need to come to Florida. Fuck.
It is a gun state, so you know.
I'm gonna tell you one of the funniest interactions I've ever seen on Twitter. It was this girl that was talking shit. Like she was talking shit to somebody. So somebody pulled up a picture and she's like, "This you?" And then somebody said, and I quote, "Yo, she look easy to draw." And then someone's like, "I would like to see you try." And then somebody actually fucking posted a picture of his drawing. That shit looked like a sketch. Oh my god, that shit was hilarious.
What?
Oh yeah, the pettiness be on some other
bro,
level
nah,
shit too.
niggas are
Yo,
fucking petty. Oh my god. Don't get caught slipping on Twitter. You'll delete your entire internet. They cancel you.
Mm.
oh man, Facebook is eventually going to die off, and I think eventually everything is just going to move
Uh
to Twitter.
nah, because Facebook is for the lonely women that can't find a man, and they have a place to complain on there. So
Now they
there's
have
always going to
metaverse.
be
People hook
somebody
up
there.
on Twitter all the time; they'll be fine.
It's just they're tame on Facebook because Twitter. I think some girl said, "I want you to fuck me like you fuck that nigga in the ass" or some shit like that, and I said, "Oh wow."
Damn.
That's what she said on the Twitter. I swear, it was a girl
That's
that said
nasty.
that's it. I don't know what type of niggas you fucking, but okay.
I did I see that? That sounds like something I saw. That sounds like something I read before. Wow.
Like I said, Twitter be they be on one. Any last words before we move on to our next topic?
I'm sorry. I'm looking at
Rethink
some
your
of my
heroes.
likes. I'm looking at my likes. And bruh, there's a fucking picture of Will Smith smacking Chris Rock with a violin. And Chris Rock got a fucking saxophone.
Wait, what?
Bro.
It's like, what the hell
Oh
did you
my
post?
god.
I can't. She made.
Uh,
She just
that's
annoyed
an
me.
ugly ass dress. That's an ugly ass
Her
dress.
belly button is ugly.
That's
The fuck?
I just don't like that. I'm like, you're wearing a piece of fabric.
okay.
It's not even fabric.
Okay,
Piece of frock.
go ahead, baby.
It's just a frock.
Oh man. So it's funny you say that, Xavier, because I always had this hot take that I think men dress better than women, but only reason we let women slide because we want to fuck them. But
Mm.
and this is just me. Y'all ain't got to agree with me or not, but I personally think some female fashion is atrocious. And
Oh well,
No, I don't
the
even call
high
that
that
fashion.
high
Can
end shit.
can you tuck that in your pocket for next episode? That sounds like a discussion.
Yeah, we should.
I
You gotta post some
We
pictures
should.
too as examples.
Tuck that one away for next week. Tuck that away for next week.
Yeah,
I will tuck that in the back pocket.
yeah, because I want to go in.
Okay. Hold on. Where my list at?
That's a combo in of itself. Oh shit.
Okay. We'll talk about. How do y'all feel about Joe Biden asking for $33 billion to help Ukraine?
Oh, sit your
I'm
dumb
pissed.
ass down.
First of all,
Sorry.
Who
I
gives a
thought he
fuck?
already gave money,
He did.
He
He
did.
wants to give
He's
more.
asking for more money.
He gave him. I think he gave him like 800 million.
but I thought we can afford to have arts in school for kids.
We can't.
But we can help fucking Ukraine.
Yeah,
It
but
ain't
that
got nothing to
money's
do
for
with us.
Ukraine.
Man.
And
Joe
Most
Joe
people,
Biden
and the homeless
Joe
problem.
Biden looking like Debo out there. He just want to spend Red's money. That's it. That's
I swear this
most
nigga
people
just
don't
throw
even
things
know what
IQ
Ukraine
tested.
was.
A lot
Shit,
of people in
he already
America
spent my money and I
wouldn't
ain't
be
get
able
shit
to.
back for my taxes. He already spent my money, the motherfucker.
Mm.
Bruh, don't even talk about American taxes. We have the most smooth brain tax system in the fucking world. Our taxes are so bad we can't even pay them up front. That's how bad it is.
Mm-mm.
Let's call it what it is. It's theft. It's theft. The way this shit is run, it's
Nigga, they've
fucking
been
theft.
still,
Mm-hmm.
bruh. The American
Mm-hmm.
government has been stealing money from the American people since fucking 1776. That's not nothing
It's
new.
true.
The only reason is that Americans are pansies and don't want to do anything about it because of the promise that I'm gonna be a millionaire someday. Like, sit the fuck down and
Martin
shit.
Luther King said silence is
Right.
betrayal, and nobody wants to say anything. Still.
Yep. Riots are languages of the unheard. He said that too.
they gonna storm the Capitol again on Biden's ass. It's just gonna be a bunch of.
Involving himself in the first place.
But it really does upset me, like how they just find money out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they printed.
Well, first of all, I don't want to go too deep into it because this is another discussion too. But I always tell people money's not real; it's just numbers in an account.
Thank you.
So I don't know why they're acting like they can't just give people money because I'm like it's not even real. It's
Thank
just
you.
numbers.
They
So
print the shit.
so you probably know about the straw method theory, don't you?
Kind of, but I kind of don't get into them too much.
Right, right.
But yeah, because
But
I'm
no,
like we don't use like we're not using gold and shit anymore.
because
Gold, silver,
I'm
shit like
like
that.
see,
we swiping cards and using Apple Pay. I'm like, come on, y'all. You think
NFTs, baby. Them
billionaires don't have
NFTs.
$1 billion bills sitting in their bank account? It's
no,
a
This
they don't.
number.
this reminds me. This is why they got rid of Gaddafi because he wanted to go back to the gold standard. And now I'm starting to think after what happened recently, I think it was a month or two ago with Putin. Now he's back on the gold standard because of what's going on. He made a power move because he knew he did not want to end up like Gaddafi by announcing that shit. So he made a power move, caused a fucking distraction. So now everybody pulled out. Nobody could say anything about their money. Now he's back to the gold standard. Now everybody's begging him. And we're not in the gold standard anymore. I think that ended in, was that the 90s or something? It was recently.
All
All right, go
now
ahead,
you can go
Xavier.
ahead.
When the World Trade Center collapsed, um, down in the parking lot, and this has been down there since the first bombing of when the World Trade Center was bombed in 91,
Hmm.
92. They had a room in the parking garage full of gold bars, like hella lots of gold bars.
Hmm.
Where did they move it to? Who knows? But
Vatican.
it's a okay because let me tell you that Vatican hold a lot of fucking secrets on.
Right.
Oh, you
Yup.
there's cures to cancer in there, I bet you. But
There's the gold. So
yeah, I
Incredible.
just don't like that they just give this money to just any and everyone and just don't do nothing for the American people. They want to keep talking about, oh, Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk need to fucking stop the hunger, which is true, they could. But it's like, how about America does something for their fucking people? Because they don't ever do anything for their
Because
people.
they're pussies. They don't want to say anything, and they a lot of when you tell. That's the problem. Try telling people this. What are they gonna call you? Because
Crazy.
I get it all the time. I get conspiracy theorists all the time. Like, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm a conspiracy realist / analyst. I read. I see what's going on. First of all, it's never been in our face so much as now. And if you read documents, and I mean, oh my God, you see the news. There are reports from years ago that are talking about things that I mentioned today, and it's like I'm crazy. I'm like, they said it. What is wrong? We could stop this today. We could stop this today. But they
Yo, they gonna
choose
turn you
not
into
to.
Charlie from It's Always Sunny, D Wolf.
Yeah. Oh
You
my.
gonna
Oh yeah. Yeah. I feel
Sonny
like
D.
him. I feel like him a lot, son. Oh my
yeah.
God.
A lot of stuff that American could do. First of all, I just hate that we're a country that don't think about each other, and we're selfish and we're greedy. Because I'm like, yes, Japan, yes, has some issues, but I just think about like places like Japan where just small stuff that they do for people
Hmm.
in their culture and how they treat their old people. Like it's just so. I'm like they use their money for such great things. Like first of all, they have the bullet train. They were between them and France were the first to really start using that bullet train
Mm.
to get around, and their infrastructure is amazing.
Hmm.
First of all, they in the train stations they have vending machines for $1 that gives you fucking umbrellas if it's raining and you don't have an umbrella. Like, why can't America do that? Why
Because
don't
they
we
Cause
don't
have
fuck
that?
them,
See,
that's why.
Our metro
What
see,
they
system
spell
is
say? Cause
trash.
fuck them, that's why.
And then
the answer to that is simple.
they have factories now. Granted, I don't want factories here because factories is really bad for the environment. But it's like they have stuff that they can make there. Like when it's in the summertime, they have these rags that you open, you crack it, and it gets like 30, 40 degrees to help you cool down. They
Wow.
have stations in Japan. Now, obviously, it's not everywhere, but
Hmm.
it gets really hot in Japan, and it's just areas for you to cool down and
Yep.
relax. DC will never. New York,
Ever.
yes.
And don't they take naps too? During
Yeah.
work hours?
Yeah.
Man, I feel like moving there.
Yeah, some companies even have entire like napping
Yeah,
like
Google.
areas. Like if you
Google
work
and
like
Ben and Jerry's.
yeah.
These are
So
Americans' problems, yo. They just don't understand that there are levels, okay? There's God, there's human, then there's government. People keep putting government in between God and human. And that's the American mentality. And they don't
They
understand we
abandoned
run
God a
this
minute
shit.
ago.
They don't
Now
understand
government is
even if they
God.
get rid of God, how can you say that that the country you live in, you're born in, these people are supposed to answer to you? That's why we have so-called elections and shit. They're asking you for this permission. That's why I say we all give them permission for everything we do. They ask. That's how they get away with this, because nobody can ever say this person did that. This person that's running this did that to me. No, you said yes. We told you what we were gonna do. You might have used some fancy words, but we still told you what we were gonna do, and there's nothing you could say about it.
I was just about to say fine print, baby.
Jeez, I'm telling you, man.
yeah, and
That's
the
that's what
issue.
that is.
So like the biggest issue with America is that everything here is fucking commodified. So everything is about short-term profit. Like if there's something that I can profit from, that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Housing, we commodified it. Food, we commodified it. Water, we commodified it. Every single thing that we need for like a basic life is commodified. Somebody needs to make money off of it. That's why you don't get that community support. That's why it feels like every single time you get paid and you gotta pay some type of motherfucking bill, and they won't give you any benefit of the doubt because somebody is profiting off your misery. This is why mental health is a big decline in America. And it's really funny because America loved to shit on Japan about its suicide rate and how people were like dying from overwork over there. But here's the funny part: Americans work more than the Japanese. So when we talk
That is
about
true.
these, yeah, so when we're talking about these things, what a lot of Americans in particular they don't understand is that they're all getting scammed. But in this society, like the stigma is if you don't work your 40 hours, then you're a nobody and you don't deserve anything, and you need to be putting in all this work, and you need to be making all these people all this money, otherwise you're just this like big ass loser, you're not going to amount to anything. And that scares people into going into those jobs and putting themselves into those positions, because if they don't, it's poverty, it's homelessness, it's this catastrophic shit. Bro, people lose their
You're a
jobs.
loser and shit.
Bro, people lose one job, they lose motherfucking everything. Everything is tied to that one job. But in other countries, it's not like that because they have healthy safety nets. As a matter of fact, Lithuania offers full fucking, and like Lithuania is like a small country in Europe. They offer full like parental leave for their citizens. And not only that, but their packages are very like generous for like new parents and for people who are just coming out of college too. A lot of European countries actually prioritize this. America, we don't, because somebody got to make money.
Where's the fucking
You know,
lie, yo?
yeah,
And
because
another thing you have to
See,
consider about the whole Japanese thing, they have like they you know how they are about honor. That's why they're quick to
Yes.
kill themselves. Because if
Yes.
they feel like they failed their family or their parents or something like that, they're like, all right, I'm jumping, son. That's another thing too.
Yeah,
Like we don't even
they're
think
quick to
that
go.
way.
Bye bye.
But yeah,
Harakiri.
even my job, they wanted to fire me because I was on maternity leave, and after a week having my baby, they wanted me to come back,
Mm.
and I did go back with stitches in my womb, my tummy, but at the same time, I'm like, this is some bullshit. So they're full of shit. Anyway, when it comes to maternity leave, America doesn't even get a proper one. In Germany, I think they get 3 to 6 months, and the man does too.
Girl,
Like,
no. I was gonna say my parents lived
uh-huh.
for 5 years. Girl, my mother said that uh depending on the job, but most times they allow it. The man and the woman gets a year.
A year? Oh God,
And
let's
mind
not
you, they
even
lived
get
in Germany in the late 80s.
Have mercy. Y'all
a
moving in.
year,
A
and
year.
they still have a job when they come back.
Yes.
Yes.
Shit
As a
hits the
matter of fact, they
fan, I'm
get
moving.
paid that entire time too.
Exactly.
Like,
Yo, the fact that they made you go back a week after you had your baby, that shit is bonkers.
And that's a medical office.
that's inhuman. That's what it is.
Yep.
That's even worse that you said that's a medical office. Oh
Yeah, but
Lord.
see, the thing is like he was
Right.
highly popular. So if I did not go back and I tried to get another job, he would have blackballed me, which he did when I finally said I'm enough of you. You know, I don't feel like being abused anymore. And I did get blackballed. I had to work in a whole different county, but that's another story. But you see the fuckery?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, that's-
This is
terrible.
America. This is a corporation. It's not a country.
Thank you.
Yeah,
And that's not even a metaphor. It's 100%.
literally what it is. And it's so sad because the people legitimately don't know any better because they've been miseducated, and they've been miseducated for so fucking long that it's part of the consciousness to be sacrificial. Yeah, it's part of the consciousness to be sacrificial for the economy. When that pandemic shit was going on, when COVID was going on, and then there was a whole bunch of people, especially on the right, the Republicans, that were sitting there talking about, we need to get back to work. We need to get, even Trump himself got his fucking lanky ass on the fucking podium talking about America needs to get back to work because we need to work. And I'm like, bruh, like people are literally dropping dead like flies. Your fucking hospitals are getting destroyed by people having cases all across America, and you sitting there telling people that they gotta work because your economy is crashing. Like, that's how I know you motherfuckers are inhuman, because nobody with a fucking conscience would subject people to that, especially people that you call your countrymen. You feeling what I'm saying? If somebody did that shit over in France, it'd be a French Revolution again.
They're already rioting because the former he was reelected. And they already started hitting the streets.
It's like, nah, fuck that shit.
Because exactly. Something's up. We didn't want to win.
But that's what I like about the French. They about that life. They will go up to the motherfucking government and be like, fuck no. Americans, shit. They probably come out if you, they probably come out if you offer them Big Macs or some shit. Over here, and it's so sad. And it's really so sad because like your kids get caught up into that shit. You know what I'm saying? A big reason why a lot of kids get bullied in schools is because kids see the disparities among like economics. Like when families are poor and when families have more money than others, they see that shit and they project that shit onto other kids because the adults get projected that too. So that's why like bullying is such a big issue in American culture. That's why like there's so many layers to this shit. It's so scary how many layers they are into it. And then when you start to peel back the layers, you find more layers. And then you peel those back, and then there's even motherfucking more. Like, ugh, bro. I don't know, man. It's looking like a purge. That's what it's looking like. But you know, we here. You know, greatest country in the world.
Yeah, I always thought that was some like bullshit.
Yeah, that's they gotta sell it. You know what I'm saying? They gotta sell America. That's why so many immigrants came over here. You know, they came over here. They didn't realize that this is a land built in blood, and you know they started coming over here by the droves. And you see how that happened. You see like how they treat the white immigrants compared to the black and brown immigrants. You see this shit. You don't even have to explain it. They will literally show you right in your face.
Oh, it's a damn movie. It's like the American dream when the white immigrants come over.
And it's funny because when they started coming over,
opportunity.
Yeah, like they started coming over, they wasn't even fucking considered white. They sit there telling you, "Oh, you're fucking Italian. Get the fuck up out of here." You know what I'm saying? Like they'll do that shit, but then as soon as they got integrated into that white supremacist shit, bruh, they played ball. You can even see it with a lot of those black and brown ones too, especially the ones that be voted Democrat and Republican. Them motherfuckers that think they could just vote their way into into some resources and shit. They getting their wake up call too. Just wait.
It's not just colors, bloodlines, but we'll talk about it another day.
All right. Any last words before we move on to our final thoughts?
Yeah, I have. Okay, so I'm just going to read this real quick. Americans are, of course, the most thoroughly and passively indoctrinated people on earth. They know next to nothing as a rule about their own history or the histories of other nations or the histories of the various social movements that have risen and fallen in the past. And they certainly know little to nothing about the complexities and contradictions comprised within words like socialism and capitalism. Chiefly, what they have been trained not to know or even suspect is that in many ways they enjoy far fewer freedoms and suffer under a more intrusive centralized state than do the citizens of countries with more vigorous social democratic institutions. This is at once the most comic and most tragic aspect of the excitable alarm that talk of social democracy or democratic socialism can elicit on these shores. Damn,
Bars.
nigga, when I, bruh,
Mm.
game, set, and match.
Anyone here lie?
Shit.
Anyone here lie there?
No lies.
Oh boy.
No
I was
lies
just
told.
going to say to the 80 and 90% of black people that that voted for Biden. I advise y'all go up to them and talk about, yo, we need our dues, because all of a sudden Ukraine getting all this shit that I feel like we're supposed to be getting, and we're not getting a crumb.
Giving it to fucking
That's so
Yeah, and TikTok
sad
videos don't
because,
count either.
bro, at least with all the other presidents, we gotten at least crumbs. At this one, Biden said you ain't even getting crumbs, nigga.
Blacks didn't get shit from this dude, son.
Nothing at all.
He skipped. Oh my god! And I'm like, no way. If I see, yo, I'm like, oh,
It's funny because
god.
as prolific as all y'all points are, and it's very prolific. That's the one thing that went through my head is the 80 and 90% of black people that voted for him, and we still ain't get shit from him.
But they
It's like he's
quiet.
giving us he don't
with the
even give us
fucking
an
facts.
IOU. He's like just putting us on hold, like we're like the bill collectors, and then he's that he's that fake accent we put on, telling me he's not here. Just that's what Biden is.
I have a feeling that these indoctrinated people feel like this fake black vice president is enough. Because
Yeah,
I'm trying to find an excuse for them, and it's hard, yo.
Yeah, I've been saying this since the damn preliminaries that he has said nothing or done nothing to me to garner him my vote. So
The sad thing is
You ain't black.
a lot of black people will defend him
You ain't black.
regardless of, despite of all of what y'all saying. There's still a lot of black people that will still defend
It's
Biden.
insane. It is insane. This guy, yo,
I
he's a student of a fucking KKK. It's admitted. He went to the funeral. I don't get it. I don't get it, yo. It's that bad, y'all. It's that bad. This man has a history of lying. Of what's the thing when you copy someone's work again?
Plagiarism.
Plagiarism. All this shit. Robinette, his middle name, that's slave owner name, son. He has a history of this shit. I don't get what people missed. I don't get it. I understand the hate for Trump, but was that, yo, come on, son. Stop. The enemy you know, and you chose the enemy. Oh my God. This makes you, yo. Okay,
Well,
sorry. Crystal.
Sorry, it actually makes perfect sense if we really think about the type of people that are allowed to vote. So at the end of the day, I don't want to disrespect anyone on this podcast. If you voted for Biden, yeah, we all make mistakes. I think it's because we have, not we, but the people that I talk to, when I say go and work for yourself, they're looking at me like, how dare you fucking tell me to stop working for someone else? Or this is all I have. Well, can you at least work the 9-to-5 job and put your money on the side so you can get the fuck out of this rat race? So when you're telling people you're not black unless you vote for me, it's in the similarity of, if you're not working a 9-to-5 job and living paycheck to paycheck, this is you try to make it on your own, you're a loser. You're not even a human being, because who does that? So I feel like he was preying on those type of people's mind frames to vote for him. So I honestly, I feel kind of sad for people that voted for him, because if they looked at his history and saw how he even got the president job, to be part of the race, you would see he didn't do much to get there. he was riding off of Obama's tailcoat. He didn't do shit to get to even be worthy to be that. And that's what they typically do. What he did is what they do now to people, black artists and stuff like that. They ride off of their tailcoat, and if they don't, if they could push them forward, they'll go all the way with it.
When you said that, Crystal, it reminded me of when Obama showed up to the White House for that healthcare bill.
Mm-hmm. Obama.
Yeah. Then when it was over and he went to the crowd, everybody just flocked to Obama. He's like, and you see Biden like trying to talk to people, and they're like shrugging him off, and they're like, everybody's just circling up. Like, it was pathetic to watch. It was hilarious. That's what, and you're right, because straight up and down, he's whispering in his ear. He's telling him what to say. He's in his earpiece anyway when he's not in front of him. So I'll believe
he tried to shake an empty hand. He tried to shake someone's hand that was. Let's think about that for a minute.
Yo, that shit was.
We trying to see Obama, nigga. Who you?
Remember the Christmas thing? Fuck, somebody called in and said, "Let's go, Brandon," and he agreed. Fucking
I saw that. He's like, "Yeah, let's go, Brandon."
Yeah, and the wife just looked at him like in defeat. She was like, "Oh fuck, this is live."
I'm sorry, Joe. I be watching that man speak, or like he be doing something, and I just laugh because it's just like, who is this man? Whose man's is this, bro?
Yo, I heard conspiracy theorists. They're like, "Yo, he's dead," and that it's Jim Carrey just fucking around. I'm like, this can't be real. This can't be real. Fucking. I don't believe that, but that shit's funny, yo. Oh my god. Anyway,
I thought we was gonna get into the Bad Baby thing.
Oh yeah, that was on my. Do y'all care that Bad Baby done made $52 million off of OnlyFans?
We
that
can
was
definitely talk about that though.
Who is it?
All right, go ahead. Okay, let's get into it. How do y'all feel about Bad Baby making $52 million off of OnlyFans?
Let me
start.
Too.
Who is that?
Because that's the Catch Me Outside girl.
Oh no,
from Dr. Phil. Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah,
She a rapper. She's a rapper now.
Yeah, she was a rapper, and then like she did her OnlyFans. And yeah, she raked in 52 million. Now, I find this very, very interesting because the reason why she got those 52 million was from other people. It wasn't her. There was a platform. She decided to get on the platform. She already had a following from the shit that she was doing, and people fucking invested in it, and people started fucking paying her, and then she made 52 mil. So all the other people that are sitting there complaining about, oh my God, she's doing all this attention, she's doing all this clout, like that's her brand. That's what she does. She does shit for clout.
Right.
That's what makes her money. You feel what I'm saying? You can't hate on that. You can't hate on the fact that she's doing OnlyFans. As a matter of fact, it's a genius move because she's now $52 million motherfucking richer. You feel what I'm saying?
And it's like she's she's a rapper and she probably got some other shit going on, so she already got a following. So it's like, to me, it's like no surprise that she made that much money if she already semi-famous and got a following.
You know what I'm saying? And like,
yeah.
The funniest part about all this is that because of what she did, now is going to really incentivize other people who are in like OnlyFans to really do their research about how to like monetize from it. Because when celebrities do it, like they already have a huge following, so their OnlyFans is going to be healthy. But for the average person that got OnlyFans, like they got to work like so much harder because now they're competing with literal like celebrities. So there's an education that comes from that. There's a certain type of mindset that comes from that. And I feel like with this particular situation, it's just going to prove what I've been saying for the longest, that the game is fucking rigged. And no matter how hard you worked, you are not going to out earn somebody that has advantages over you. The people that had those advantages had to probably compromise themselves in some way in order to get it. In the case of Bad Baby, it was her embarrassing herself on motherfucking TV, and it went viral, and she was able to parlay that into the person who she is now. But I'm telling you, and let it be known right now, that shit is going to bite her in the ass in the fucking future. It's bitten her in the ass before, but in the future, when she's a grown ass woman, bruh, you're gonna see her again, and it won't be positive.
She's trying to run from it now. So the whole Catch Me Outside thing, she's like, she don't like it that people still refer to her as the Catch Me Outside girl. So she's trying
Yeah,
to run from it
so
now.
Too bad.
That's what you're known for. So it's just you got a deal, shorty.
Yeah, yeah. I remember her. She was going on a rant, just like I've done other stuff since the Catch Me Outside. It's like you can't call me the girl that went platinum or had platinum records. It's like I don't know who's buying your shit, boo boo, but but
No
uh,
one that I know. That's for damn sure.
I mean, we're adults, so all of us here are adults. So I don't know. Maybe 15-year-old white girls, because I've seen a lot of people in the black manosphere like they're blaming the black community for Bad Baby getting rich. And I was like, I don't know that many black people that really fuck with her like that. Because I know
I
black
didn't
women
even
don't
know who
fuck
she
with her because
was. I didn't know
yeah,
she
If,
was until like earlier this morning. For real, for real.
yeah, that's just the one thing I disagree on because I don't see older black men fucking with her. It was like, yeah, she alright looking, but I don't see no niggas talking about Bad Baby and shit. And I don't see black women like slicing her head up because black women don't like her. So it's just like I don't know. I just think I'm with father. She just been on a platform. She just knew how to monetize herself on the platform. I
I
said,
see
I
what she's
said the
reaching
first
though.
time when she got that, I said I'm not mad at it because she know like anybody else know. And I say this: there are some women that creeps wait until they 18 so they can fully say what they want to do to Bad Baby. I feel like she just made money off of them, which, in my opinion, is genius because you know that simps. We say it all the time: simps is going to give people money for no reason. She just made money off of that, so it's like you can't get mad at that for her. But I just don't I just can't put that on a black community. I just don't think we're the ones that got it that popular.
Yeah.
I
Uh,
just
no,
I
no,
think she just. Oh, go ahead.
no, I'm just gonna say I understand hip hop is a black art and she was rapping,
Mhm.
but other than that, no. But go ahead, bro.
but
I just
uh,
think she's. I just think that she's popular because she's a celebrity. I think as far as like that OnlyFans thing went, is because she's already a celebrity, so she already had people that was kind of somewhat keeping up with what she was doing in the first place, and she's like, "Oh, I dropped the OnlyFans," and she just pretty much just turned legal female, so they going to come.
Yeah. It's like it's like
That's
I
like a
say, and I'm
given.
trying to say this in a non-perverted way. There are some women that just like people just wait until they're 18 to just start like really going crazy over it. I know Mary Kate and Ashley was one of them. Kylie Jenner was another one, and I think Bad Baby was one of them.
Billie Eilish or some shit too. People was kind of doing that with Billie Eilish. Do
You
you know
put
what that
Billie
is?
Eilish, you would put Billie Eilish on that because I think she's average, look
Oh no,
wise.
I'm
There's
not
nothing
making
wrong
I'm
with
not
her.
making a judgment. I'm not making a judgment on how she look. I'm just saying that some people was waiting for her. They was like they got getting sites that she was 18.
oh
Okay,
yeah.
here's my thing. When it comes to Bad Baby, I give her kudos for using her patent and her copyrights to basically take what the black community could have been took, which is I'll catch you outside. That's known in the black community to say. She just made a profit off of it. Second of all, right now, I don't I'm not upset with her, getting her bag because that's 52 million doing what
yeah.
in OnlyFans? Because I know they do different things on OnlyFans, but I know it's known for like showing your side of yourself that's sexual, right? So is she doing that? Because I wasn't
She
clear.
not. It's just like
Or is
pics
it
she
just her
puts on.
pimp?
It's from what I've heard. It's like pics she put on Instagram, maybe some a
Okay,
little bit loose, but like no nudity or some shit like that.
okay.
So
Well,
It's like see through bras stuff like that.
she's making her money, so I don't know why people are upset. She utilized the the negative part that's attached with black people for money. That's what they do. I mean, I don't see what the fucking problem is at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Is right now I read about a girl getting money off of putting farts in a jar. I mean, people are gonna make their money any way that they fucking can. And here's the thing. She's not really okay, so I see through the bullshit. She's not complaining about being known for what she's known for now, like the Catch Me Outside girl. She's upset because she thought the stigma that they put on Black women was going to be erased when it came to her somehow, some way. I mean, everybody wants to be Black, but they don't want to fucking be Black. She just don't want to outright say that she's known for other things. A lot of Black women are known for other things, but the stereotype is what gets attached to most of us. So welcome to the family. That's all I got to say for
her. Any last words before we move on to our final thoughts?
The hoes
Somebody's gonna say it.
Yep. The hoes are laughing.
Yeah. Get your money, boo boo. I ain't mad at you. We're gonna get to our final thoughts, and we're gonna start with D Wolf.
Whoa. Okay. Well, I didn't have anything, but the first topic gave me something. So, I understand this might be hard, but I understand a lot of people, they don't like their ball taken away. So I'm going to tell you something I believe and what I know. One thing I believe, the earth is round. Another thing I believe, the earth is flat. One thing I know, this is not a fucking sphere. This is not a sphere. Now I have a question. Why do you think, or do you know, or do you believe that the earth is a sphere?
I don't have to answer for that. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I know Neil deGrasse Tyson had something he explained on Comedy Central like a while ago when Kyrie Irving first talked about the flat. But
I'm gonna give
other
you
than that. Other than that, I can't tell you.
Anyone else?
Because the teacher said so. Yeah.
Because what? Say because what?
Because the teacher said so. Miss Catan is right all the time. If you try to disagree with my teacher, we can be fighting.
Stone Cold said so too.
Yeah, that was my answer. I'll tell you that. That's my answer. Anyone
that's
else?
the bottom
Why they
line.
believe the Earth is a sphere?
Because that's what we was told, and we assume because the moon is round or appears round or a sphere. So I guess we assume that this is too.
I mean, what else would it be if it's not a sphere?
Level, just a level plane. Now I'll tell you. Okay, so let me know. How fast is the Earth spinning at the equator?
I don't know that off the top of my head.
Okay, so you see, okay, and how fast is it orbiting the sun?
It's orbiting the sun. That's all I know.
Okay, you just know this because this is what was shown to you and what was told to you. But you don't, and it's funny how you see how it's easy to ridicule people who believe this, where people don't know the own model that they believe in. You know, I know the answers to this, but I don't believe it. I know it's not real because it makes zero sense. And I've done the math. It makes zero sense. You understand? And now I'm going to use this dude, Neil deGrasse Tyson, as a perfect example. Now, I've flown in a plane. Anyone here have you ever seen curvature?
Curvature.
I actually haven't flown in a plane yet.
Okay.
I know a stripper named Curvature, but other than that, no.
Okay.
You know what?
You're the greatest.
That
was a perfect answer.
So there are people who will say that they've been on a plane and seen the curve, right? And the plane flies at, let's say, 10 miles up, and they've said they've seen the curve, right? But there are plenty of scientists who says, no, that's not true. It's that you got to go higher than that to see a curve. No. What you're seeing is the bend of the window, the way it's designed on the plane. So it's going to make you see a curve. That's how it is. That's what was explained. So when I heard that the very first time, I was like, yeah, it makes sense. Okay, yeah. So of course you got to go higher to see a curve. I mean, look at the size of the fucking planet. Come on, right? Okay, so now we have the Red Bull high jump. Okay, now that jump was at 120,000 feet. The man who did that jump said he saw the curve, right? But there's a whole bunch of people saying no. A whole bunch of flat earthers are saying no, because they put up a balloon that was a bit higher than that, and their camera did not catch a curve, and they kept proving it and proving it and proving it. Not long after that, Neil deGrasse Tyson, now he's on a show and he has like a big beach ball mock-up of the planet spherical Earth, right? So what I notice about him and a whole bunch of these so-called scientists, they move the goalpost all the time. Every time we catch them, they move the goalpost. So now Neil is saying, no, Felix, the guy that jumped off the high jump, the Red Bull high jump that went up to 120,000 feet. Neil deGrasse Tyson said Felix didn't see a curve. That was his fisheye lens. He got confused. No. You know how far how close you still are to the Earth? That shit is flat. This is what he said in this term. That thing is flat. You're not gonna see that. You gotta go higher to see a curve, right? But mind you, there are people who swear they're seeing curves like lower than that. Scientists, so-called scientists, saying, but remember, Neil deGrasse Tyson is the guy you look to. Remember, his word is law. So no, you ain't gonna hear no other scientists, but you're gonna hear him. You're gonna believe him. His word means more than anyone else you'll ever hear. So that's what he says. Now fast forward to Richard Branson, who went even higher than that, 63 miles, right? Richard now saying he saw a curve. People are saying, no, I sent something up higher than that. We sent up a rocket that actually went all the way to the top. No curve. Higher than 63 miles. Now, fast forward, there's an interview. People are asking Neil deGrasse Tyson because they're going to want his input because Richard Branson from Virgin said he went and saw it. Now Neil is saying, oh, no, you can't see a curve from all the way up there. No, you know how close that is still to the Earth? Now, how many times are you going to move this goalpost? Now, y'all remember the Universal pictures, right? We always see the Earth spin.
Yeah, the logo.
Right. Okay, think about this. Universal started in 1923 or something, or 21, somewhere around there, right? And around between 1940 to 50, they had a perfect picture of the globe. Perfect. When did NASA go into space? When did anyone go into space? What year did that happen?
That was around the 50s, right?
60s. Well, I think 60s. Russia did it in the 50s, maybe. But yeah, the 60s, right? How the fuck in 1920, do you know what color, everything, how this fucking planet looked from up there? How you know exactly where each continent fits perfectly? But we're getting images from space that basically looks like a better version of the Universal pictures. There's nothing skewed. There's no continent that's maybe a little shifted this way because it could have been wrong, This is a mock-up. This was clay back then. This was a clay mock-up at the time during those movies. But somehow it suddenly matches exactly what we so-called, what we supposedly see from satellites in space. Again, we this is stuff we're taught, and I'm telling, okay, and here's probably the last thing. All right, and this is something I found out that was profound. No one was taught about the globe until after 1920. No one was saying it was being taught. And not until the 1960s in some countries, both models were taught, the flat and the globe, because so many things was going around saying, wait, how come there's a spinning earth in the movie studio? Why are they saying this, that, and the other? So it wasn't until recently. Then all of a sudden, remember, who's in charge of education? The Rockefellers. Who put that shit in? Right? Because there are people who live, that centenarians, people who were born in the early 1900s, who will tell you, we were taught it was flat, or they didn't even mention no fucking model at all. They were just talking about, oh, this country's here, this country's there, and it was always on a flat map. It was called the AE map. It's the same map that you see it on a whole bunch of companies, and the main one I want y'all to focus on is the UN map. That's the exact map that hit throughout history, and I mean from ancient history to the 1920s, that everyone was looking at before NASA was formed. Old people will tell you this, and they will tell you that there was a point where there was both. And when they said NASA went into space and they went on the moon, we just figured, oh, I guess we got the model wrong. But these are generations of people. People were born into learning about a globe or both and which one's right and this and the other. So now we know. Now with this, we have when you went to kindergarten, you were taught about the planets immediately. It's one of the first things you're taught outside of the alphabets. So it's understandable because it was hard for me. Trust me, I'm a sci-fi writer. It was hard. It was very understandable why you don't want to let go of your ball. You don't want anyone to take it away from you. But it makes no sense when you really look at what they told us is going on and the way they speak when you watch the Science Channel and stuff like that. Sometimes you have to be like, how the fuck do you know that? How do you know about a Big Bang? Who said this? That was a priest, by the way, who worked with the Rockefellers, who was a Jesuit, who mentioned the Big Bang for the first time and put it into our heads throughout all education. And another thing, gravity is a theory. Ask any fucking scientist, they'll tell you it's a theory. They'll tell you dark matter, but it's a theory. So there's nothing that proves a goal. That's why I know we don't live on a globe. I believe we live on a flat level plane because I have not gone far enough to verify it myself. I don't know this could be a whole fucking simulation for all I know, you know? So I cannot tell you something I have not seen myself or that does not make sense. I can't tell you that for a fact that I know it's level, but all signs show that it is. So that's why I believe it. But everything else that's being told to us, every picture that we see, the stars and shit, when you look at the stars yourself, I have a telescope. You look at stars yourself, it's nothing like they show in the movies on NASA's website. Does not look like that. I remember I was in LA not too long ago and Jupiter was next, like not too far from the moon. And I was like, come on, son, it does not look like that. You seen Saturn? Yeah, there's a ring around it, but it does not look like what we're given, you know? But this doesn't take away. This is the other thing I have to say. This doesn't take away my love for space travel movies and TV shows. I'll fucking write another one if I have to. I don't mind, you know? But I'm not going to deny where I live because it just makes no sense. And that's what broke the Matrix for me. You know, that was the last thing that made me say, oh, fuck everything these motherfuckers on TV say. Was when I realized that, because it basically confirms a creator, because you can't have this by accident. You can have a ball. Well, that alone makes zero sense. But if we believe them, it'll take away a creator from them. It doesn't matter who you believe God is and this, that, and the other. You just cannot, or whatever your religion is, that does not matter in this case. It just solidifies that no matter what you follow, no matter what religion you follow, you can at least confirm this shit was created. And that's what they take away. So I'm just saying, don't believe me. Again, this is what I say about anything I fucking say here or online or anything like that. Look at it yourself. And I would warn you, do not Google it, because they will give you something called the Flat Earth Society. And it'll give you some ridiculousness. That's the government control shit that will make you say, oh, Flat Earth's fucking retarded. Nah. Because they'll have you believe that like the earth is going up at a certain speed and shit. They'll have you believe we're in space and you can walk off the edge like in Game of Thrones with the ice wall and shit, which is completely ridiculous. Nobody really believes that. But when you look it up, you'll be bombarded with people who do. Then you will be like, nah, we live on a globe, because that sounds retarded. And I would not blame you for believing that if you look that up. I'm working on a video actually that's gonna basically display this and break it down further. But if you want, I have sources that will make this make more sense to you, because that's why I asked you these questions first as to why you believe this, and it's because you were told. Everything you know, you were told. Magnetic core. I'm sure you guys know this about magnets. If you don't know, I will tell you. At a certain temperature, magnets lose their charge, right? What they tell us, the heat in the center of the earth is way beyond what any magnet can fucking hold on to. But we live in a magnetic molten core. How can you have magnetic and molten in the same sentence? This makes zero sense. And how do you know that's what's below the earth, where nobody has gone below 8 miles? Nobody's dug anywhere beyond 8 miles. So, and 8 miles is basically getting halfway through the skin of an apple, if we believe their model. So how does this make sense? All these things you have to think about, So when because you gotta realize, why is this so ridiculed, right? You just have a belief of what you live on. Does this change a basketball player's skills? Does this change what he knows? Does this change how smart he is? Or how does that change if he believes that he lives on something else compared to what you think? Whereas what you think, you've been told, but he's probably done the research. He probably closes his eyes, looks outside, and like, I'm not fucking moving, so I don't believe that. It could have been simple like that, but we're gonna make fun of this person. And that's all it takes, because they went after him for saying that. Why would they go hard for something so silly like this? So what if he believes that? Keep playing, son. Dribble that fucking ball. So, food for thought. So that's my final. That's my final thoughts.
All right, Dion is on you.
How do I follow that? Well, remember this, folks. Children in the dark make mistakes. Mistakes in the dark make children. And I'm going to end it there.
Wow.
Also, you can't get pregnant while on top. That's gravity. Learned that. Shiny Wolf is on you.
I'm good. I'm straight.
All right, Crystal is on you.
Really quick. Remember how? Well, for those who were here last week, remember when I was talking about the hygiene of women and what you can do and what not to do and so on? I just come across. I have no hope. I came across a video of a girl screaming in agony because she gorilla glued her pussy to wax it or some shit. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I saw that shit. I was like, damn.
Why? I just literally had a conversation, well, not a conversation, but just girls, be careful, and then this week I see this bullshit. I have no hope.
Yo, if these women fuck up that brand, I'm gonna get mad because I buy Gorilla. I buy Gorilla tape
brand.
And I buy Gorilla glue. And both of them are used for fuckery. Come on, son. I don't want to be looked at as a black, because it's both black people. So I don't want to be looked at as a black guy walking up to like an AutoZone and something ready to buy something. Like, what you about to do with that? I don't want to be
What you about to do with that Gorilla glue?
Yo.
Oh my God.
What do you mean you have no hope, though? What do you mean you have no hope? There's always going to be dumbasses doing dumb shit. No matter what.
Yeah, I've lost my. I say this every now and again, but I really say I lost my hope for humanity. So that's my final thoughts. But on a positive note, everybody have a great weekend and turn up if you feel down.
If you feel down.
All right, $5 on you.
Okay, D-Wolf, this is not a knock to you, but I am fucking tired of the whole flat Earth, the Earth is a globe thing. Like, nigga, I ain't got time. The fuck.
Yeah, that's a
And
normal answer.
also,
No problem.
Another thing that I want to say is I just find it very interesting how people would rather, instead of having the correct conversations with the correct people, they will have conversations with the wrong people on purpose in order to hide on their narrative. And people do this all the motherfucking time. And I'm sitting here just to say it's pussy shit. It's bitch made. And you know that you don't want to talk to certain people because you know they're gonna fucking destroy your ideology in seconds. So I mean, if that's how you wanna live your life scared of other people and you claim to call yourself a grown-ass man, or you claim to, you know, look for truth and be about the facts, okay, so then talk to the people that'll dispute your facts right there and let's see how factual you really are. Other than that, shut the fuck up, stop talking, and if you really feel like you about that life, then let people be the judge of that. That's all I got to say.
That's why I say no man shall be my deity. It does not mean somebody I worship. It also means somebody I'm not afraid of. Because at that point, if you're afraid of somebody, that means you think of them as higher than you.
This is true.
The savagery.
I mean, he's not wrong.
Can we please not talk about that?
Hold on. So D Wolf. So what do you think think that the Earth possibly looks like?
Just like the UN map, it works the same way. Because that's the map that was being used forever, and it works the same way.
So you think it's like a float nine, like the little?
No. That's the thing. That's what people think. That's why it seems so fucking ridiculous. Because when I first looked into it years ago, I was like, "This is fucking retarded," because it makes no sense. How would it be a disc in space, and how come every other planet's a fucking sphere? This makes zero sense, you know. But no, I think we're just all right. We are in a physical reality. That's how I see it. We're in a physical reality. What's beyond the top? I don't know. Based on my research, it could be, and the way the stars work. I don't know if what's the word for this? Where there's an experiment that was actually tried here that actually mimics how a star works, where you have a container of water, you shoot waves, you shoot electricity into it, and then bubbles will start to form, and bioluminescence. There you go, bioluminescence, and you'll see it, and it looks exactly like a star. So from that conclusion, and based on historical texts and old school maps and like the ancient world and things like that, even maps that led up to the 1900s before things started to change, it was said that it's basically water up there. Separate, and when you go to the biblical terms, I don't like doing that because I know, religion. Because I'm not even religious. I just believe.
So they call that the firmament, something like that.
Yeah. So it says God separated the waters from the waters. If you do that, you're lifting the waters from the ground and you're bringing it up top, right? And it makes it makes a lot of sense. Rain comes from there, from top. You get flooding. You ever seen those clouds that just drain water like it's a fucking faucet? I don't know if y'all ever seen that. This cloud is just like from the sky, it just drains water like it's a fucking waterfall. Not rain, it just falls like a waterfall. This is a real phenomenon. It's not some bullshit. And even Werner von Braun, one of the Nazis who's part of NASA, on his burial ground, he quotes biblical texts about the firmament. Now, how can somebody who's in charge of NASA have that on his gravestone? Some people think he was just saying, you know what, I'll just throw a little truth there to cause some confusion. Or he said, you know what, I have my regrets, so I'll just tell the truth before I go, put this on my gravestone, whatever. But that's very contradicting of what your job was for that to be on a gravestone. I believe we're just on a level plane. I read the book of Enoch. There are 4 pillars. I have never seen it, so I believe it. I don't know it. There are 4 pillars, and the earth is round because the sun goes around, the moon goes around, the stars spin around. The sun represents hours, days. The moon represents months, weeks, and months. The stars, aka the signs, represents seasons and years. It matches every year. It's a giant fucking clock up there. That's what it is. It's always right. Nothing changes. But we're going through space. We're seeing different shit. They tell you some magical shit about, oh, it just takes forever. That star died billions of years ago, but it's still here. That's something that they have us justifying bullshit instead of actually using common sense.
Yeah, they said that the light is just reaching.
Yeah, it's now reaching us, right? But
But it's not there. It's not there anymore, though.
Yeah, what's taking it so long to fucking go out? If we see in the same stars in the map from ancient days, it makes zero sense. There's the Georgia Guidestones. I don't know if anybody's been in Georgia and seen that. There's a hole in it. When you look up, you see Polaris. Why? No matter what time, it does not matter. That thing stays there. No matter what time of the day, the star of Polaris stays there. Does not move because it's the North Star. It's in the center of the sky. And everything, every other star around it keeps going. Planets, before they were called planets by NASA and Disney, they were called wandering stars. They're the only stars that move independently on their own. That's why we have the retrograde and things like that. Now think about it. I don't know if anybody believes in astrology, but doesn't it make more sense that whatever you were born under, the energy actually, because don't think, when I say stars, don't think of stars as being as billions miles away, because that already makes zero sense. But when it's closer now and it's caught in the sky, wherever, if it's in water or whatever it is, it's closer than we think. So if it's closer than we think, and we're seeing it all the time, when we're born under these things, and it defines our personalities and things of that nature, it makes more sense that it'll have an energetic effect on us, a spiritual effect on us, than planets, some balls in space, physical balls in space that has that effect from how many miles away? It just doesn't jive. That's why I believe the ancients knew more than us, but they try to make it look like these people were fucking primitive. And I don't believe so. They knew what was going down. They had technology that some things we don't think of. The technology we have is dirty technology. It's shit they sell to us that we have to pay for, whereas the ancients were running on this shit all day. You know, cars were electric when cars first came out. They hid that shit. People had their garages ready and charging their cars at night. And then when Ford and all of them came out, and the Rockefellers and all of them started doing this oil shit, they said, fuck this electricity. We're doing crude oil now. You're gonna pay for it. Now we're back to electricity. We're thinking it's new. No, it's old, but the caveat is they have control now because the technology changed. Now they can monitor us. Now they could control our cars because now we have computers in them. Whereas these things were computer independent. We're just running off of electricity. Tesla, that's found technology that he either got a psychic download of, or he found whatever text or whatever. But how do you explain him finding wireless energy? And here we are. But we talk about him all the time, where everything he said is fact. We believe in Tesla. The current car company now that's running on electricity is based on the man that we all believe, but we poo-poo what he did when it comes to talking about the old world and what we live on, you know? Because it makes a lot of sense. So I just think we're in a physical world, and this is all we have. What we see out there, we ain't going nowhere. We're not leaving anything. I spoke to my mom. I without mentioning flat Earth or anything like that, I just asked my mom and my dad, what did they teach you in school about the map and the planet? That's all I asked. I didn't say what I believed in or anything like that. Now, my mom, she said, you know what? She said, she was like, they didn't teach us what shape or anything. They just showed us a map and said, this is where this is and this is where that is. That's all they taught us. Now, my dad, on the other hand, he said they rolled a globe in the class. Guess who is more, who's a better thinker here? Who doesn't fall for bullshit? Who actually has to step back and think about things? Between the two of them. Who would watch the news and say, no, and who watches news and says yes. The one who got the globe rolled into the classroom said this way. I have a hard time trying to break things to this man. But my mother, I would tell her things. She's like, I already know. I already figured that out on my own. I'm like, huh? You know? So there we are.
I just think the world looks like a Street Fighter map, but that's just me. So
The Street Fighter map.
I feel like if I ever go to Japan and through a plane, I'm just gonna yell Japan and then just go.
Bro, you know what? The world is a fucking GameCube, and that's the conclusion I'm coming to. I don't want to hear shit. It's a fucking GameCube, and that's me.
You know, it was proven in the commercial. It was a globe with a GameCube.
It's a globe with in the shape of a GameCube. So the Earth is a
bizarre
GameCube.
world.
I'm not hearing anything else.
Oh yeah,
I'm right, and all of you are wrong.
They need to bring back the GameCube. It's
That's
cute.
not happening. That's not happening.
Hello, brother.
Nintendo don't go back.
I'm sure it's still in my old house. I'll fucking take that thing back. I'll take it.
Cute. I like it.
I miss that thing.
They might put it on their online service though.
What?
Yeah.
They might put a GameCube on the online service at some point in the near future.
Why would they do
Yeah,
that?
that's it.
That was epic. That was the closest thing that I can get to Sega.
But
yeah, I
you
said Sega. I have no shame.
I mean, yeah, you mean backwards compatibility, right?
Not
I just
necessarily.
mean the design. Like
mean
the cube
online,
was,
like,
it looked
go
futuristic to me.
Yeah. Like streaming it, kind of like they do with the 64 games.
Mm.
You can stream that Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo. I already said that, yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, the original Nintendo, yeah.
The
I have a Switch,
NES.
so I know all the shit you're talking about.
Yeah, they should do that with GameCube. But I feel like what they would do, they probably would. I feel like they would try to remaster the games and resell them to you individually.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I wondered? I wonder if they bought the rights to use the word GameCube because it started in that cartoon reboot. Because it was a GameCube that came down into the computer and you had to go under it and start playing a downloaded game.
Oh yeah,
I always wondered, like, did they ask for that? Did Nintendo ask Mainframe if they could do that, or
Maybe
did it
they
just
like-
go under the radar and nobody cared?
Maybe Nintendo are bullies. They like the Disney of the gaming world.
See,
Especially back then.
I know how they did that. I know how they got away with that
Let me find out a
thing. I know how they got away with it, and it's actually real simple.
How'd they get away with it, Dion?
Okay, there's the compound word GameCube. That was the name of the game system, and then you just put a space between game and cube for how they did the shit with reboot.
Yeah,
because GameCube game and cube was separate. They didn't have them stuck together.
Mm-hmm.
That is one way you could get away with that type of shit.
I didn't think of that.
Simple shit. Yeah.
Simple shit is usually the most effective.
Yeah. You just gotta know the rules.
Okay, I guess I should I should get to my final thoughts. Shout out to all the big girls that hit me up on Tinder. I see you out there. I ignored half of y'all, but the other half y'all really cool. So
You go now.
I know. I was thinking this.
Tinder though.
You ignoring the big girls, man.
Big girls love me on Tinder. I realized big girls love me on Tinder.
They love me on Tinder too, and
Yeah.
on Facebook Date and all that shit.
Facebook dating is stupid. I just
People actually
I think
that?
Oh man.
I've tried it. It's stupid. I think online dating is just stupid in general. I understand this is the way people want to meet up now, but I think online dating is just really fucking stupid. Also, shout out to Black Planet. I don't know why. I just wanted to shout out BlackPlanet.com.
I remember those days.
Yeah. I feel like that was the least problematic social media website we done ever had. MySpace is second, except if you wasn't in anybody's top 8, there was a problem. And I've actually gotten into arguments over people not being in their top 8 or
Word.
me not. It's some of the most dumbest childish arguments, but I understand it. I'm glad they made it to like top 32 and 64. It's like, here, you're there. You're right there. By the way, Clarence, you was in my top 8 all the time, so you ain't have to worry about that. So,
Yeah, I saved it for like best friends and family.
bro,
And people understood. I'm like, who would bitch about that? Come on.
bro, there's some people that they feel like they entitled to your top 8.
That's entitlement, and it needs to stop. It's a disease.
It's a very bad disease.
Because even me, I said to myself, look, in high school, I like dating nerds, but I knew my ass was a C student. What the fuck I look like? I'm just saying, just know your
Someone had to
fucking
help you pass your classes. That's
get
why
to
you
the
went for all
level
the
before you,
nerds.
huh?
Someone had to help you pass your classes. That's why
But
you went for all
like,
the nerds.
but
I
like, what's this
know, but
term?
it
What's this
just
term?
felt like
Nerds
they were
was
being gypped. Like, I'm not that type of chick. Like, I want to be at your level. Even in high school, I was thinking like that. You know what I mean? Pussy and everything. The fuck?
I miss MySpace, man. The customize, when you could customize your fucking page, that was fun.
But
Honestly, they need to bring that back.
a lot of these dudes ain't thinking that though. A lot of these dudes be like simping for any type of pussy though.
And that's
So
how they get in trouble in Murray
that's how
show.
they get in trouble. Yep.
Especially nowadays.
It's so sad because you know what happens to a lot of these guys? They get with the woman because she's pretty or whatever. But when it comes time that they have kids or they want to build a business, they're now looking at this chick like, oh, she's lazy. She don't even know how to do finances. She don't even know how to take care of herself. So what the fuck she look like taking care of kids? She's selfish. You now knowing this nigga? Like, chill. You picked her, so this is what you took care of. You like taking care of girls that can't take care of themselves. It's all right.
She's entitled. She's entitled highly.
She thinks she's entitled to your money that she didn't even aid.
Right.
Anyway, that's another story. I'm out.
Hey, you know what BBD says? Don't trust a big butt and a smile.
I heard that. Oh my god! I remember when I first heard that. It was I used to work at a nursing home / rehab facility, and one of the patients actually told that to me. He just fooled me like this. The social worker was talking to him, and he was like, he was staring at her booty because she looked really good, and he just looked over to me. He's like, "Yo, come here," and he told me them exact words. I should have listened to him because my first ex was a problem, so I should have listened to him. Fuck.
Hey man, anytime an old black man pulls you to the side, you better go. Come here, young blood. Let me holler at you for a minute.
Let me tell you something. Hit you with the fire marshal. He hit you with the fire marshal bill. Let me tell you something.
The first thing they do, they smack their lips. They go, I know that girl fine over there. I know, bro. She gonna cause some problems. She gonna give you big ass problems. That big ass gonna give you big ass problems. I want you, bro. I want you. And you know what's sad? I think I'm starting to become one of those old niggas because I'm starting to. I'm starting to warn people like she ain't gonna good for you, bro. I'm telling you.
It's just wisdom, man. It's just wisdom. No shame in that.
Yeah. It's no shame, but at the same time, it's just like I feel it because sometimes I talk to my nephews, and God bless them. There's some bright people, but sometimes their comprehension skills is not all the way there. And I know y'all, Chris, you as a parent, when your kid does something, and then you have to explain it to them slowly, and it seems like it going in one ear and out the other.
At times, yes, but I definitely put my son on game. So
yeah, I try to put my nephews on game, but
because it's dangerous out there for his age group. He's only 16, and he's forget it. It's too long of a story. Just know, I feel sorry for him for the dating pool. Like my heart is in my hands right now.
These ladies.
Yeah, my aunt was putting me on game. She was like, these girls out there will run game on your ass. That's what she would say. Better be careful. Don't be trusting just anybody. just because they smiling at
You know what's weird? You know what I
you.
give advice to, like, and not just I don't give this advice to teenagers. I give this advice to people 21 and older because they wanted because the school I went to there was a lot of nerds and some of them were virgins and some of them really didn't know that they was running game on them. And you know what I
Hmm.
tell them? Go to a strip club. There's a lot of game that's being run there, and you could tell like who got game or not. It's easy to spot game. So when you go to the outside world, you can tell like which girl's running game on you, which one doesn't. It's easy. I know it sounds like weird advice, but I feel like it worked for me. And I feel like that's what I tell people. I say, just go to a strip club and just sit there and just peep game.
I realize when someone seems like they're kind of anxious or desperate, that then something's wrong in that situation. You probably don't want to get involved in that.
Yeah,
You
I
ever
just
like just
said,
know somebody? You ever like know somebody that just seem like they out of options and they're like they going for you because they out of options and you feel and think that you might be like the sucker type.
yeah, I've seen that
Yeah.
in the strip club. In the,
Hmm. Hmm.
you know, it's like
You
there
look
was
like a
one
mark.
time where it's just like I pulled like this one girl. She wasn't even looking in my direction, and
Mm.
then one time I just pulled out a wad of 20s, and then
Mhm.
next thing she look at me, she go, "Do you want to dance?" And I laughed at her in her face. And
The sad thing is, I could see
Raymond said,
you doing
"Ha
this as you're saying this. This is horrible. We need like a video camera of your a video of your life, like just a show. We need a show, Ray. We need a show.
y'all need to see that.
Y'all need to see that shit. Y'all need to see that.
Y'all need to. I said because when I'm like super honest, it's not. It never. I don't feel like it never goes well. But it's always like you said. It's funny, but
That's
it never goes well.
that's
Yeah,
the
that's
hilarity of it.
It's like medicine. It tastes bad,
That's
but it's good
the
for you.
that's the whole point of wanting to see that shit. How is this going to backfire today?
I
Oh
think we
my
need. To,
god.
I think we need to start letting people get mad and don't back down when they get mad. Fuck them. What they gonna do? We ain't celebrities. They ain't canceling us. We ain't got nothing to cancel.
Clarence, you guys, Naja, like how many of her friends that done like joned on is like especially like I'll just say whatever. I told one girl she had like a lisp of Mike Tyson and she had Vienna sausage feet and
Yeah, the sausage.
Shit.
so toes look like Vienna sausages and I told her, but and her and my other sister looked at me. He was like, "You really just said that?" And
Mhm.
it's like it gets to a point where they know I'm about to like say something and they stop me ahead of time. I was like, they see that it's like a gleam in my eye,
That's just
and
like
I'm
in the
about to
anime
say,
when that thing go like, "Boing," and a little light reflect off the eyeball and shit. It's like, oh yeah,
Oh my god. I'm
I'm
so
about to
yeah,
glad.
go in. I'm about to
yeah,
go in today.
Naja looked at me one time. She said, "Don't you say a motherfucking thing."
Mm.
She knew. She already knew. You had that. You
And
had
I
that
looked at her,
glimmer. He
and
pushed
I
his
looked at
glasses
her. I
up
was
with
like,
that. He pushed his glasses up with that one finger. Like I'm about
"Yeah,
to go in on her now.
No, it be the interactions with even before you get to your destination. Whoever you with look at you like, now when we get there, please be nice.
Right.
oh yeah, I've gotten that talk too." Like,
Oh shit.
it's weird when they point when they it's just like when they talk to the crowd and then they literally go, "Right, don't do it." It's like I'm gonna need y'all to be on your best behavior. Right. Don't do this.
Yo.
My father, the first time I ever did this, because my father said, and this is the last story in the podcast. And I was like 6 or 8 or something like that. My father was picking someone up for work and he had a stuttering problem. So, so before he picked him up, he goes, I'm gonna need y'all to be on your best behavior. Raymond, when he get in the car,
Don't say
don't
shit.
say a damn thing.
Right.
And I looked at him, I was like,
You
why
said
you
me.
pointing me out for? And then when he came in the car and I heard him talk and he started stuttering,
You
I
started
just
laughing,
hit my
didn't you?
I just hit I dipped my head in the back and then once he left and went into his location, I went.
Holy shit!
What
You some shit.
the whole
You
car?
are a
When I tell
terrible
you the whole
person. Oh
car
my
was
god!
You
busting
some
out
shit.
laughing,
You are a horrible person. Oh my god!
I was pissed. I was
You
pissed.
you you are still a horrible person.
Nigga, you ain't shit.
I can't even say.
That's what. Hey, this is the
From
reason why I tell people I would have
from
loved
a
to have
young
seen you at.
age.
This is why I tell people I would have loved to see you as a kid. I said, no, you don't. I was an asshole as a kid. I, uh, all right, and that'll do it for this podcast. I would like to thank the panel for jumping on once again. I'd like to thank all y'all for listening and hear us talk our shit again. This is, you know what? Let me just say podcast and we signing out. Peace.
Cheers.
Deuces.